Jesus called his 12 disciples together and gave them authority to cast out evil spirits and to heal every kind of disease and illness. Here are the names of the 12 apostles. First Simon, called Peter, then Andrew, Peter's brother, James, son of Zebedee, John, James' brother, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew the tax collector, James, son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who later betrayed him. Jesus sent out the 12 apostles with these instructions: don't go to the Gentiles or the Samaritans, but only to the people of Israel, God's lost sheep. Go and announce to them that the kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cure those with leprosy, and cast out demons. Give as freely as you have received. Don't take any money in your money belts, no gold, silver, or even copper coins. Don't carry a traveler's bag with a change of clothes and sandals, or even a walking stick. Don't hesitate to accept hospitality, because those who work deserve to be fed. Whenever you enter a city or village, search for a worthy person and stay in his home until you leave town. When you enter the home, give it your blessing. If it turns out to be a worthy home, let your blessing stand. If it is not, take back the blessing. If any household or town refuses to welcome you or listen to your message, shake its dust from your feet as you leave. I tell you the truth, the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah will be better off than such a town on Judgment Day. Look, I am sending you out as sheep among wolves. So be as shrewd, I believe that means smart, or wise, as shrewd as snakes and harmless as doves. But beware, for you will be handed over. Okay, this seems to be where it starts. He's talking about the end times before his second coming. But beware, for you will be handed over to the courts and will be flogged with whips in the synagogues. You will stand trial before governors and kings because you are my followers. Because you are my followers. But this will be your opportunity to tell the rulers and other unbelievers about me. When you are arrested, don't worry about how to respond or what to say. Do not worry about how to respond or what to say. God will give you the right words at the right time. For it is not you who will be speaking. It will be the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. A brother will betray his brother to death. A father will betray his own child. And children will rebel against their parents and cause them to be killed. And all nations will hate you. All nations will hate you because you are my followers. But everyone who endures till the end will be saved. When you are persecuted in one town, flee to the next. I tell you the truth, the Son of Man will return before you have reached all the towns of Israel. So there is so much we could go into with all of that. Everyone who endures till the end will be saved. That to me seems like a very clear indicator, again, that this section is all talking about the last days, that these literal people his disciples in those days didn't go through the end times like we are today, right? Because in the tribulation, I believe it's clear that you will have to endure till the end to be saved. Because we're under God's grace now until the tribulation, and we can't earn our salvation. And to me, in like this and some other verses, like looking at the parallels in Genesis, to me it seems like you will have to earn it if you are going through his wrath, not his grace, you know. Um, yeah, all nations will hate you because you are my followers. Well, if we're to take that literally, which I think we are, again, I'm not perfect, I could be misunderstanding something, but to me this sounds like all nations is probably literal. Did all nations know these 12 people back then? How would that have even been possible, right? So, if that's literal, then this wouldn't make any sense. Could this apply in the last days? Well, yes, it could be literal because all nations can know anything at any time. The news is everywhere. Technology, internet, people can know. They can know the believers and hate them, you know, because it's going to be outlawed. It's going to be illegal to follow Jesus. They're going to people are going to get killed. Like they're going to kill people. Like this is some heavy talk. A brother will betray his brother to death. Think about that. How insane is that? Like that's what's coming. You don't want to be here for that. A father will betray his own child, and children will rebel against their parents and cause them to be killed. Their children are going to cause their parents to be killed. Come on. That's insane. You know? But anyways, there's so much that I found fascinating. You know, Israel is God's lost sheep. And you know, maybe this part was talking about that time then. You know, it probably was, right? But it definitely at least also applies to today. Probably even, I would argue, way more than it did back then. They are definitely God's lost sheep now. That's the point of the tribulation, is to get them back to him. And yeah, and I've been trying to understand this verse, where it says the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah will be better off than such a town on Judgment Day. And I didn't know the full context of it because I didn't like properly study it like this, that I did just now. And so I've been trying to understand what who he was even referring to, what that was about, like, um but it's not talking about any like one specific person or place. It's talking about, from what I'm getting out of this, is literally anyone, they or even us, I would say, try to go and announce, preach that the kingdom of heaven is near, you know, the good news. Anyone who refuses to welcome you or listen to your message of the good news that it's near, uh, it was better off for Sodom and Gomorrah than those people who refused the gospel, who refused the good news on Judgment Day. That'll be a very bad day for them, you know? In Take Back the Blessing is something wild, because I'm like, I've been struggling with understanding, like, do we pray to ask God to bless people even if they're unbelievers? And, well, to me, maybe I'm looking at this wrong, but, like, to me, it sounds like only ask God to bless people that are worthy of it, you know? I don't know, it's interesting. Um, yeah, so hopefully I'm not, like, misunderstanding that. Sheep among wolves. So like we always think of wolves as wolves in sheep's clothing, as people pretending to be Christians, but like in this context, I think wolves are just anyone who's an unbeliever, not even just people who pretend, right? I mean, the sheep are the good people, not pretending to be wolves in this context, right? Um, yeah, and they were obviously called to cast out evil spirits and heal diseases. Now, the point of that is not for us, but for the unbelievers to believe. But I'm out of time. God bless. Peace.